What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review, and I'm here to give you my review of He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse, issue number 3. That's right, we're on the third issue now, and as you know, I've been reviewing every issue of He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse just because it's been so much fun, and I want to share my experience as we dive wholly into the He-Man world. So let's go ahead and get this review going. Let's see, we got to get through my lovely intro here. Yep, there's my ugly mug. All right, so here's the cover, issue number 3. You can see Keldor there in the bottom right. That is the Skeletor from one of the other worlds. Let's back up real fast. There we go. So Keldor on the bottom right, that is the Skeletor from the Anti-Eternia, the one that Anti-He-Man is from. And Anti-He-Man is the bad guy. And then there on the bottom left, you've got Dolph Lundgren He-Man. So that's cool. We'll just go ahead and go through a couple of the pages here. The art is serviceable. There's right there the black and white He-Man with the orange hair. That's Anti-He-Man. And this one is kind of fun because it introduces Horde, Hordak, Shadow Weavers in this. So there's some She-Ra based characters who appear in this issue. And this issue, the Anti-He-Man, he finds a version of Eternia where Skeletor has won. Skeletor inhabits Castle Grayskull, and he has locked He-Man away in a pocket dimension. There's Snake King. He has a big role in this right there. Yep. Snake King definitely has a big role. So there's Dolph Lundgren He-Man, and they're learning that Skeletor is in charge in this universe. There he is. There's the Skeletor that's in charge. And there at the top of the page is Teela. So he has imprisoned Teela in Castle Grayskull. He's put He-Man into a pocket universe. And Skeletor rules this world with an iron fist. There he is again. Good picture of him there. So there he captures Dolph Lundgren He-Man. He captures a bunch of them. And they're asking for help, right? Anti-He-Man's coming. We need your help. Blah, blah, blah. And he looks at Keldor there on the ground. Skeletor looks at Keldor as weak, pathetic, and a weak and pathetic, lesser version of him. Okay, so here we have our heroes are now meeting Teela. You have Dolph Lundgren He-Man. You have the video game He-Man, and they're meeting up with Teela now from this universe, the universe that has the pocket or has He-Man locked away in the pocket dimension. And it's nice seeing Teela now because we haven't seen Teela yet in this series. And there, eventually things happen, and Skeletor actually willingly brings back the He-Man that he locked away. And there's He-Man. He's back from the pocket dimension, and he's back to fight Anti-He-Man. Yup. And here we got the fight. Dolph Lundgren He-Man, Pocket Universe He-Man, all getting ready to take on and here we have Skeletor against Skeletor, right? Keldor versus the Skeletor of this universe that has conquered Grayskull. Another casualty. It was bound to happen. Video game He-Man was never going to last the whole series, right? Anti-He-Man is able to take video game He-Man out, stabs him from behind. Poor guy. It's kind of honestly, like when I was reading it, I was bummed. I was like, oh, he was funny. He was fun. And then he dies. You had to kill the comic relief. All right. So it ends we fast forwarded here, so I'm not showing you guys the whole comic, obviously. But it ends with anti-He-Man finally, at the end of issue 3, ending up where we hoped that he would end up all along, in the 80s cartoon. The original 80s cartoon He-Man, that's where we find him. Clearly, that's where they're at, because look at that juggling clown there. That dude is from the 80s cartoon. And I'm really excited. That's like one of the main reasons I've been excited for this series, is the return of the 80s cartoon. It was great having Dolph Lundgren He-Man back. Just great. And the Cosmic Key, Gwildor was in this earlier. He was in issue 1. It's fantastic having Dolph Lundgren He-Man back, because I spent hours. As bad as, guys, the Masters of the Universe movie is a really bad movie. It's really bad. But I spent hours as a kid watching it. And having Dolph Lundgren He-Man back with the Cosmic Key, doing his thing in his Dolph Lundgren He-Man costume, it's a lot of fun. And he's the lead in this. He's the main star. And now that we're going to be in the 80s cartoon version, it's kind of what I've been waiting for. Kind of what I've been waiting for all along. And I'm hoping that he's not a one issue and done character like Space He-Man was, like Pocket He-Man was, that he's going to be joining them for the rest of the adventure. That's what I'm hoping. But clearly, this is the 80s cartoon. The animation style completely fits it. So, yep, this was a good comic. There hasn't really been any filler in this comic. It's been very much story. Look at all those ads. Ad every other page. Makes me sick. But yeah, it's been very much story, all about the story, and not really any filler. Every issue they've moved the story forward. Every issue they have come across a He-Man from our past, from the viewer's past, right? He-Mans that have existed in some form in popular culture, and every issue they are coming across that He-Man, but it's because the anti-He-Man has taken him out. And it's the Dolph Lundgren He-Man, the video game He-Man, a couple other people who are trying to stop him. So, Keldor, obviously, Keldor is a big part of that. So yeah, it's been really good, really fun, and I'm really hoping that maybe I'm encouraging one or two people to go out and read this, because it's worth the read if you're a He-Man fan, for sure. Yep. So, thank you so much for being here at the LQ Review. This has been a fun series to read so far. There's 3 more issues left, and I'll be talking about all 3 issues here. But overall, it was great seeing Keldor square off against the Skeletor that eventually conquered Eternia in that universe. It was fun seeing the Pocket He-Man come back and his reaction to what was going on. And video game He-Man, it was a bummer seeing him die. Anti-He-Man took him out, and now our team is basically Dolph Lundgren He-Man and Keldor, unless Pocket Universe He-Man and Teela decide to join them. That wasn't really made abundantly clear in this issue. I'm sure they'll make that clear in the next issue. So, yep, good series. Good writing. The art has been kind of off and on a little bit, but overall, I've really enjoyed this series, and I'm really glad that they've done it. So, I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for being here, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.